shows some gator glory. God, it's dark. So that I don't hit that tree.
Oh, watch out. Easier. A lot of those guys are
almost everyone ends up in the drink.
Just enjoy the ride. Life is good, best I've ever felt.
Cost of a hot springs bath was how much?
$1.
We are headed out from Payne's Prairie Preserve to Ross Prairie Preserve. Mike's already ahead of me. If you're new to our channel, we are Amy and Mike. We sold our sticks and bricks home to full-time RV. We have been traveling all over the country for over 3 years. Because we have done this before. And recently. We're glad you're here to join us because today is our adventure.
I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day, 'cause I found my way.
Alright guys, since we couldn't leave Stephen Foster State Park because of our unexpectedly longer reservations
Our
than
misadventure.
our misadventure.
Our unplanned adventure.
We got on the Google and we found a place to go. It's in Lake City, but where is that, Amy? Where are we going?
It's Falling Waters Creek Park. It is a waterfall and there's a boardwalk out to it. The best part of it is it's a free adventure and it's a fun adventure. Way more fun than heading to the dump station.
That's right. Let's go.
You may be wondering why we don't have Kayla with us since this is going to be a walk.
No dogs allowed.
No dogs allowed. This is not a dog-friendly walk. So already...
1 star.
1 star. Already 1 star.
Cool boardwalk though.
Looks like they've done some repairs on it, which is always a good thing.
Well, they had to redo this whole section here, I'm guessing because this tree right here fell on it.
There are quite a few large trees.
Hmm.
They're falling. According to All Trails, it is a half mile out and back. When Mike asked me, I told him I thought it was 3/4 mile out and back, like a loop. I mean,
Which means it's 4 miles. According to All Trails, it's 3/4 or
no,
half
it
a
was
mile.
Only half.
Yeah, that means it's 5 miles.
No, I think that probably 3/4 mile is probably more accurate. Oh, we didn't. Speaking of,
That's on the way back, I guess.
all right, so let's rate this adventure. As far as people-y,
Not too peoply. There was a few people there. They had a dog, even though we're not really sure they're supposed to be on the trail.
well, in fact, we know that there are no dogs on the trail. There's a sign that says it. So I was gonna say, as far as dog-friendly, that was definitely a 1.
A 0.
Not dog-friendly.
Not dog friendly at all.
The price was right because the adventure was free. I love free quests. And the walk itself was not that challenging. It was like you could even bring strollers. It wouldn't be difficult for people with limited mobility. So I feel like as far as that goes, I mean, it was a boardwalk like this the whole way out, the whole way back, and less than 1/4 mile. So out and back, less than half a mile. I would say this is a pretty good, fun adventure. And the falls were not disappointing. Like, they weren't the biggest falls we've ever seen, but they were decent falls. And we haven't even had like a heavy rain recently.
Yeah.
So I was fairly impressed. Overall rating out of 10.
Out of 10. Oh wow, we're going all the way up to 10.
Going all the way up to 10.
We're maxes it out, huh?
Yep.
I would say out of 10, this place, I would say at least an 8.
I was thinking the same thing. I would say 8 out of 10. I don't know that we can go higher than 8 out of 10 being not dog friendly. A little bit sad and disappointing that the stairs were closed and we couldn't go up into the structure, but you could still walk around it and they had a lot of really cool information. For example, the cost of a hot springs bath was how much?
$1.
And that was back when?
Early 1900s.
That's
So
a lot of.
wasn't cheap
Yeah, that's not cheap at all.
for a couple for a treatment at the facility. It was like $26 too.
Ouch.
But it's also apparently was a sanatorium, so I don't know how long that stay equaled. That was probably for a month or so. There's some gator glory. God, it's dark.
I would have thought the freight train would be a little darker roast than that. Just wake up or get left behind. The trains are leaving.
That's
Clean vanilla pecan caramel flavor.
Seems popular too. It's the one that's only got one left.
Sure.
What do you think?
Sounds like a good plan. Travel day, take 2, the redo. Why the redo, you ask? Are you getting a little deja vu? I am, but I figure this time we should be experts. Why? Because we have done this before. And recently. Well, I know it's fast because somebody keeps flying past the signs when I'm trying to record them.
Right.
I mean, I could have told you it was fast, but I think there's record of me fussing at you for going too fast past the. He's editing, by the way. For going too fast past the.
Park sign.
Yeah. Too fast past the park sign. And I'm like, slow down.
That doesn't look too fast to me.
That's because you slowed it down by half. Tell me you didn't switch the speed by 50%.
I totally switched the speed by 50%. And zoomed in.
And, yeah. Because I'm just desperately trying to capture it. We are headed out from Payne's Prairie Preserve to Ross Prairie Preserve. Mike's already ahead of me. He's getting the chocks. I better hurry up. Why? It says keep right. Why are you going left?
So that I don't hit that tree.
Oh, watch out. Now, we've talked about campground speeds before and how 5 miles an hour just seems creepy. Campground speeding, it's a thing. And when we talk about like going 5 miles an hour and it feeling creepy, it's because we literally we don't even have our foot on the gas. But there are people who drive way too fast around campgrounds. Why cut us off and almost clip us in the process? There's a wide open road ahead of us, especially when they're hauling their RV. And my opinion is there is no reason to be in that big of a hurry. There's no rush. There's no need to rush.
Get the chocks!
Get the chocks! What is what with this guy? Does he think he's gonna pass us on the right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. He's tailgating us
in 1.5
and trying to
miles,
push us out of the way.
Turn left on I-75 South.
So y'all, we planned the trip to Florida. One of the main reasons was because we wanted to see
The manatees!
manatees. We want to swim with the manatees. We want the experience. We want to enjoy getting to see them in their natural habitat. And the only place to do that legally is Crystal Springs. So we booked ourselves for a week in a state park semi-close to it. It's not super close, but we're only going there for one day.
Sure.
So we booked ourselves for Ross Prairie State Park. And it's a less expensive place because it's a state park, but we're going to splurge. We're going to do the VIP treatment for our tour, so that's where we want to spend our money, not on a place to stay, but on our tour itself, to really make it a special experience for ourselves.
Yeah, we splurged on the heated boat with the boat jackets.
police.
Snacks. Who doesn't like snacks?
Yeah, snacks.
And I went ahead and paid for, which I don't normally do this, but I went ahead and paid for the Manatee guarantee.
This is the small group too.
Oh yeah.
Paid for the
We
small
paid
group.
for the small group, so there are only 2 other couples that are going to be, well, we assume couples, that are going to be on our trip with us, because it's a total of 6 people on this boat. So,
We're not doing one of the big, like, 30-person boats where it's, I don't know how much. I think, what were those?
it's always expensive.
Yeah.
So most of the tours are about the same. It's somewhere in the neighborhood of like $50 to $60 if you're doing the large groups. For the VIP small groups, it's more in the range of $75 to $85, and that includes like I said, the smaller group, the heated boat. Then unfortunately, the coats were extra on top of that. So we're definitely splurging for this adventure. But anyway, we're super excited. It's gonna be a super early morning for us though, because where we're staying, because it is a less expensive place, is 45 minutes away. So we have to be at the meeting place
By
at
6:50.
6:15. So that means we have to leave by probably about 5:15, which means we have to get up super early. Send coffee, guys.
Yeah.
This morning it was even too early for the coffee pot. Our little switch had not turned the coffee pot on yet, so I'm having to let the water heat up before we can even have coffee this morning. I should say the coffee, tea, and hot chocolate is complimentary. If you listen really closely, it says, "You're gonna do great things today. You're amazing. You're looking great." Excited about today. We don't have our microphones on, which is going to make this a little bit more challenging.
Very quiet.
Ready to go see lots of manatees?
Manatee.
Floating potato.
That's right.
You worried at all about the classroom portion? What if there's a test?
Might be. I don't know.
Permission to come aboard?
Manatees can sense that low pressure system, and it'll kind of tend to keep them inland instead of going out.
Hey Natalie, we probably have to just start loading up at this rate because I'm supposed to.
Oh, guys. So, we had thought of everything.
Yep.
We planned so well. And yet,
No manatees.
no manatees.
Yeah.
So disappointing. So much time and energy and money invested in this big adventure to go see the manatees, and we got nada.
Zero.
We saw them in the distance, but we did not get the swim with the manatees experience. And let's face it, when you're paying over $250 for the experience, you want to swim with the manatees. Like that is the experience.
That's what you want to do.
So yeah, we didn't get that.
No manatees.
Doesn't matter how you say it. You can call them a floating potato, and we didn't get that either. But so just to be clear, there were tons of manatees there. I shouldn't say tons. Not like what you see on Facebook from the sky, where you're looking down and you see just hordes of them everywhere. Not like that. But we probably saw over a dozen. But
Some passed right in front of the boat. Some
behind the boat,
behind the boat.
next to the
yeah.
boat.
the guide got to see manatees.
Yeah, she got to see manatees. We also didn't get a heated boat. There were only 2 other couples with us, but that's about all that we really got for the...
Well, we got the jackets we paid for.
We did get the jackets.
And the snacks.
And the snacks.
They even had white wine, I think they said. Or was it
White
red?
Claw.
They had White Claws?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought she said white wine.
They may have had wine, but they definitely had hot chocolate because we were all freezing by the time we were coming back,
and
we were drinking the hot chocolate, and it was very tasty.
So previously, when we were talking about it, we didn't mention the snorkels and wetsuits were also included in the price, so you didn't have to worry about that. That said, we still were pretty cold once we got out of the water and they started headed back to the dock, which is why the hot chocolate was really nice.
And the captain and the tour guide were both very pleasant. It was just pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
So we spent the weekend trying to figure out what we were going to do, because that was our big plan. And our big plan
went to bad.
Make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plans to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
We threw away the plan.
We threw away the plan. Mike said, well, what if we looked at a place that was closer? And I said, well, what campgrounds are closer? I've looked, and they were all booked. And he found for us
Crystal River KOA Journey.
It was open for the 3 days, and this is a long weekend, and that's what we were looking for, was 3 days. And then he said to me, but you spent all this time and effort and energy planning, and we've got plans to go on to the next place, and blah, 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 blah. And I said, you know what? This is why we live this lifestyle. Pivot. Let's pivot. So we changed our check-in for the next place, and we headed to KOA
Crystal River
for 3 days.
That's right.
So now it's the tale of 2 tours, guys, because we thought about doing the I guess we should also mention the Manatee Guarantee, the $5 Manatee Guarantee. So
worth it.
Yeah. Or should we hold off on that till the end? Where we talk about the breakdown of the price?
Maybe.
Still totally worth it. No matter when we mention it, it was totally worth it. We didn't have wetsuits. We ordered wetsuits. Oh, shoot! We gotta go get our wetsuits. Are we on the way to the UPS store?
No. We're on the way to the park.
We gotta go get our wetsuits.
A few moments later.
So we ordered our wetsuits and snorkel masks, and we're gonna try to go out on our own. We've done some research, and there are a couple places that are fairly close to where we want to go. So we're gonna give it a shot.
That's right.
I'm a little nervous because it is more daunting to go on your own and have to figure it all out. But it also took a long time with them to even get out to the water. I mean, we were there, like we told you guys, at 6:30 in the morning. That's when Manatee school, education, whatever started. And we didn't actually get in the water until 8:40. And we were only in the water for about 45 minutes. And then that was our 3 hours.
And to the captain and the guide's credit, they did let us stay in the water longer than they should have. And I don't really know what that says, because then the next tour was late.
They were trying to make it though so that we got the experience. They really tried, but it was really frustrating.
Especially when there was so many other tours. There was a lot of other tour boats. There may have only been 6 people on our boat, but
she counted 14 other boats, and then we rounded a corner and she could see more boats. There probably were 24 boats out there, and some of them weren't the 6 people ones. Some of them were like 20 and 30 people.
Yeah, and when our tour guide called to the one group that had a manatee that was like playing with them, she said, well, can we basically borrow your manatee?
That sounds so weird, but that's what she said, basically.
She said, our group hasn't got to see one yet. She said, oh, you've been out here for an hour and you haven't seen one yet? And we're like, no, we've been out here for 2 hours.
Yeah.
At that time. And then the manatee unfortunately swam away.
Right. While they were discussing whether or not we could borrow the manatee swam away. It's kind
I
of
guess
frustrating.
maybe we should explain the rules of the manatee, that So you can't touch the manatee.
No touching.
No
It's a
touching.
no touching zone. No touchy. Manatees have to approach you. You cannot swim after the manatees. You cannot corral the manatees. You cannot, oh dear God, please don't ever stand on a manatee. That was one of the things. Or poke it with a stick.
Or ride it.
I mean, right. Guys, come on. Like, that we have to have these laws and rules just blows my mind. They came back in and she's like, did you learn all the different ways you can go to manatee jail? Like, do you know how to go and visit the manatee now? And I said, yeah, basically be a decent human being. I mean, don't poke the manatee, don't pull on the manatee, don't corral the manatee. In general, the human race just needs to do better because the fact that we have to have those laws.
Yeah.
Anyway, but if the manatee comes up to you, the manatee can do whatever they want. They can smush face, they can, grab you.
Apparently.
They can run into you if they want to. Like, they can do whatever they want to you. But you're not supposed to reach out and try to touch the manatee unless they are coming in and interacting with you. Even still, it's like one hand, open hand touch, but only if they interact with you first.
Well, now that we have learned all of the manatee rules, we know that we will not break any of the manatee rules when we go paddleboarding.
Right.
And we're gonna hope that we don't end up like the woman who.
I don't know. I don't know that I mind if we saw
while we were on the tour boat, we saw a woman who was paddleboarding, and she got launched off of her paddleboard
by a manatee.
By a manatee.
Manatee found the eject button on the paddleboard for the human, and boop, and she went flying off the paddleboard. Because they're curious. They're curious creatures, but they're gentle giants, and they're very sweet. Plus side of having done the big tour, now we don't have to go and listen to an hour of how you can go to manatee jail. We can just go out and enjoy ourselves and know that we are interacting with them the correct way.
That's right. But we gotta go get our wetsuits first.
Yes.
We may have forgotten them when the store and the UPS store closes in like an hour.
Yeah.
Quest.
I just saw a statue of a painted horse, and it looked like it was a quest.
There's only one. A one doesn't make a quest.
One a quest does not make.
No. The rule is you have to have at least two.
That's true. But that's the first one we've seen. We haven't really been looking, though. We haven't been really around here much during the daylight. Y'all know me. I'll keep my eyes peeled.
Probably Google it, too.
Probably. A couple good things to have on hand are some wound wash, which is just saline solution for puppies, and first aid liquid bandage for things like this. Kayla just managed to get one of these little bits of shell like this cut in her paw. You can see right here where she cut it. It was in there like that, and it just cut it. So I'm going to use a little bit of this wound wash first. It's just a saline solution to clean it because she had to walk all the way back home. What a good girl.
She also doesn't like having her feet touched.
Nope. This is why we wear the booties.
Yep.
Alright, so he's gonna pat that dry. And then you use some of the liquid bandage. It also helps to keep them from wanting to bite it. This is basically like new skin for dogs. I keep them in the truck with us. Because you just never know when you might need it. Here's where I would typically say we are headed to our next state park. But, shocker, we're not headed to another state park. Where are we headed, Mike?
Crystal River KOA.
KOA with full hookups. Not for long, just for 3 days. And we're gonna tell you why, so hang tight.